Hey everybody, Jane here, and I'm here today to talk to you about what I might read for Nonfiction November.
Pictures and patterns put into words that stream across the page, capturing life as soft spoken.
Nonfiction November is a yearly readathon that is hosted by Book Olive, and it is about reading nonfiction books in the month of November. This year, there are 4 prompts. The prompts are fraud, web, capital, and display. And they can be interpreted however we want as the reader to interpret them. So I have grabbed a ton of books that are nonfiction from my shelves or from the library, and they are ones that I want to read or think I might try reading during the month of November. Some of them fit the theme, some of them don't. But either way, here we go. The first book is Banned Book Club. It is a graphic novel. I don't know exactly what it's about, but I think it takes place in South Korea's Fifth Republic, and it has to do with book banning, I believe. And it is a true story written by somebody who lived during this time. And I figured that would be for fraud or web, maybe. The next one I have is Of Dice and Men, and this is essays or stories about D&D players. I myself am a D&D player, so I thought this looked really fun, and I thought this would work for web because of, the complex web of D&D, of the world of D&D. The next one I have is another graphic novel, Homicide, and it is about a journalist time being invited to the police station and being able to explore some of the crime stuff that's happening. And I would say this could probably go under fraud. Those 3 books are the ones that I am most likely to read. They are from the library, so I need to take them back. The others, I believe, are all ones that I own, and so I'm in less of a hurry to read, but still might pick up. The next one is How to Write a Dynamic Scene using the snowflake method. And I would say this could go under capital because letters. The next book is Women, Culture, and Society, a lot of essays about womanhood, femininity, and this is one that I want to maybe sample and see because I do think it's older, and I don't know how on the mark some of these things are going to be. I also would say this probably is, again, a web, the complex web of culture and society and how they impact women. So this is kind of on my radar, but I'm not 100% sure. This is the one of the ones that I'm most like, oh, that looks like it could be a complex read. It's also kind of chunky. The next one, The Anatomy of Story. Again, a writing related one. As I write, these make sense. And again, capital because of the letters. The next one is The Emotional Craft of Fiction, again for capital. The Virgin's Promise, which I believe is supposed to be similar to The Hero's Journey, but in a female direction. It is, again, writing related and could be used for capital. The next is Voices from the Ape House. I don't know exactly what this is about, but I assume it is about somebody working with primates. And I would probably say this is probably either display because they're on display like at a zoo, or it might be web, again, the complexities of, humans and animals and connectedness. I really am pretty, this is high on my interest list, and I believe this is an Ohio writer as well. I'm pretty sure this is a book that I picked up at an author event that I went to, so I definitely would love to prioritize it because, It's an Ohio author, and that's cool. All right. The next one is Journeys in the Divisive Science of Race. I will tell you this is a book I won from a Goodreads giveaway or a Library Things giveaway and just haven't picked up. And it's one of those that obviously like I was interested in when I picked it up. I'm not entirely sure how interested I am in it now. I'm a little nervous to read it. So I don't know, probably web again of as far as the complexities of societal things and you know, science and stuff, but yeah, I'm not sure about this. So this is kind of another one that I'm really nervous about, but I might give it a try. The next one is The First Cell and the Human Cost of Pursuing Cancer to the Last. So I work in cancer care, and so any books about the effects of cancer on people is interesting. Interesting is probably not the right word, but interesting to me. And I kind of want to see what this author has to say and see if it is in line or not in line with what I see and experience professionally. Now, I do clerical work. I'm not a nurse or a doctor, but still, I got a lot of exposure to patients. The next one is one that I really want to get around to. It is Musings of a Horse Farm Corgi. So my dad has a corgi dog, and I love dogs. I don't particularly like his corgi dog. She's a puppy and she's crazy. But this looks really cute. It's really short, and I believe it's also an Ohio author that I picked up at an author event. So I'd really like to read this one during the month of November. I don't know what prompt it would be for, maybe the web again because of the complexities of human and dogs and all this, but regardless of what prompt or no prompt, it's one I'd really like to get to. Another one that is a possibility is Geisha, and this is about an interview with a geisha. I would assume this would be one that I could use for display because geishas are very on display. And I had read a long time ago, like the memoirs of a geisha, but my understanding is that's not super accurate. So this was actually from an actual interview with a geisha, I believe, like an actual one, not a fictionalized account. But I don't really know a lot about it, but it is a bit of a chunker, but it also seems really interesting. So that might get picked up. The next one is actually one I just recently got, and I'm super hyped to read it, and that is Critical Care. Again, it is a healthcare one. It is a new nurse faces death, life, and everything in between. I love healthcare related nonfiction books, and I don't know if this would be a prompt I could use for either capital because healthcare is so driven financially in many cases, or if I could use it for web, the complexities of the healthcare system. I don't know, but I might read it because I'm excited to read it and it's not very long. And like I said, I just picked this up, so I'm like probably the most excited about this, except for the books in the library and probably the Corgi book. Like those are my top 5 excitements. And the last book that may or may not get read during November is Unsolved Victorian Murders. This one, again, I feel like we could use for the category of fraud. It is a true crime book of what has never been solved. I assume it'll tell me what people's theories are and things like that, but they've never been solved and they're historical. So that is a lot of selection of books I might read during November. If any of these books are on your TBR and you would like to do a buddy read, please let me know because I would definitely be open to like selecting a book because somebody else wants to buddy read it with me because any of these books I might read and really enjoy. So if you see something that you really would love to read and would like to read it with me, please send me a message about buddy reading it. If you've read any of these already and know that they are amazing and think I should really read them or ones that I should steer clear of, please leave that in the comments below. And also, are you doing Nonfiction November? And if so, what are you reading for the different prompts? Leave that in the comments below as well. This has been Jane. I'll see you next time. Bye!